I'm Mungo Darkmatter, and welcome to Dark Matters. Today on Dark Matters, I'm going to discuss using tools in Minecraft, how to use them more efficiently, how to make them faster, what strategies to use to determine what tools you're going to carry, and what strategies to use to make sure you don't unnecessarily use up a more valuable tool. Now, there are two things that affect tools primarily. One is the substance that you're mining. For example, you can dig much faster with a shovel in dirt than you can with a pick. You can cut wood much faster with an axe than you can with a pick. Also, depending on the material that the tool is made out of, you can dig faster with it. For instance, you can dig faster with a cobblestone tool than a wood tool, and you can dig faster with an iron tool than a cobblestone tool. And finally, some things you need to mine or gather using a tool of a particular type or particular material. For example, you can dig up dirt with a tool made out of wood or anything up. But if you go and you're trying to dig up diamonds, you need at least an iron tool to do that. Or if you're trying to dig up redstone, you need at least an iron tool to do that. If you're trying to dig up obsidian, you need at least a diamond tool to do that. Now, when you have a diamond tool, it's much harder to get a diamond tool, obviously, because you have to dig down, way down, and it's hard to find diamonds. So you don't want to waste your diamond tools. You want to reserve those for things you need to dig, even though you can dig much faster with them. Same with an iron tool. A lot of times I will use a cobblestone tool just to dig through regular stone and dirt instead of an iron tool, because if I have a limited amount of iron, I don't want to use up my iron tools on things I don't have to dig with an iron tool. And there are things I need, like diamonds, which I need an iron tool for. So I want to reserve the iron tool mostly for things that I need to dig with, at least at the point when I don't have a lot of iron. If I have a surplus of iron, I might consider, for speed reasons, to make more iron tools. Alright, as I already mentioned, you can dig dirt a lot faster with a shovel. And what I find particularly useful are axes. For cutting wood, because they cut wood a lot faster than a pick. Now, generally, the first tool you start out with is going to be a pick, because it will go through anything. You can dig dirt with a pick, you can cut wood with a pick, and you can dig through rock with a pick. So that's generally going to be the first tool that you have. Now, another tool is the hoe, which you don't need for everything, but the hoe is the only tool you can use when you're trying to do farming and you want to till the soils. So you'll need one of those. Now, one thing that's really a weapon and not a tool is a sword. But swords are important because they kill things much faster than, say, a pick. So you could actually get away with the first part of the game. Usually the first thing people do is they make a pick, and they can go around and dig, and they can go around and hunt with it, and they can defend themselves against any sort of creature with a pick. But the pick isn't necessarily the most efficient tool to use all of the time. Now let's go down here. Now, it takes me a couple of times, as you can see, to dig up dirt with a pick. But if I take a shovel, it's about half as many times, using a shovel of the same material. Now if I used an iron shovel, it would be even faster. Now if we go down here and we take a stone pick, it takes a little while to cut through wood, but if we take a stone axe, it's about half the amount of time. So that's something to bear in mind. Now you can actually get away with just using a pick, as I said initially. You could actually get away with, if you wanted to do farming, you could get away with just having a pick and a hoe. But a hoe you don't need that often. You only need it when you're tilling soil. So a hoe is something that you probably don't want to carry around with you, like when you're going searching through dungeons or exploring for new things. You probably want to save some of those in a chest back at your home base. But you want to use your resources wisely. If you're not cutting down a lot of trees, a stone axe is probably going to do you as good as anything. It probably is worth it though to make the stone axe because it's faster. So let's go back over here to some trees and see what the difference is using a stone axe Alright. Takes a few hits with a stone axe. Let's go back in and get an iron axe and a diamond axe. So with an iron axe, I'm not sure that that's a very noticeable difference. It is a little faster, it looked like. And with a diamond axe, it still took a couple of hits. Let's see here. Yeah, so diamond and iron are a little faster on an axe, but really a pick is probably the only thing you want to make diamond. Maybe a sword if you want. The other thing you want to consider is the more tools you have, and the more tools you have to carry around with you, the less space you have for gathering things. So if you're going to be digging down in a dungeon, there's no need to carry an axe with you. There's no need to carry a hoe with you most of the time. And there, if you're down in a dungeon, you could bring a shovel with you to dig through dirt and stuff. But a pick is all you really need. And so if you had an iron pick, a couple iron picks, and a bunch of stone picks, that might be the most efficient way for you to go if you're digging down into the ground for things. The other thing about having a pick is if you're using a shovel and then you hit rock, you have to switch to a pick and back and forth. And you don't want to have to do that a lot. If you're digging through a lot of sand, a shovel is much faster. So consider these things. You want to carry a few spares with you because the tools wear out. And so I always like to carry a few picks with me. If I'm going to gather a bunch of wood, I carry a few axes with me. If I need to dig a bunch of sand or get a bunch of sand because I want to make glass, I might take a bunch of shovels with me. So that's the way you should kind of make your strategy. Depending on what you're doing, pick the tools and the materials they're made out of wisely so that you don't waste materials or tools. Particularly when you're starting out a new game and you don't have a lot of resources. You also kind of have to plan what you want to do with your resources. If you want to reserve your iron for making a railroad, for example, then you don't want to make a lot of iron tools if you don't need them. So you might use stone picks a lot more. But if you're doing a lot of digging, an iron pick will speed things up, and so you might want to go with an iron pick. So consider that. Is what you're doing and what your goals are. And try not to waste things like diamond picks because they're much more valuable. So only use a diamond pick when you need it. Some people don't even use diamond swords. They'll just use iron swords for killing things because they don't want to waste the diamonds a lot. Even wasting diamonds on armor, some people think it's a waste. So it kind of depends. Even though it's better to have diamond armor and a diamond sword, you have to look at your resources and say, well, do I really want to use the diamonds on that, or do I want to reserve them for something else, or do I have enough diamonds now to do that? At any rate, those are some of the strategies you can use with tools in making them, carrying them, and using them more efficiently. I'm Mungo Darkmatter, and this has been Dark Matters, and whatever you do, enjoy playing Minecraft. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.